Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well, and coming up in this video we're going to be taking a look at the first two fixtures of this season. That's Fulham and West Ham. We're also going to be taking a look at the recent history in our opening two games of the previous seasons, and of course at the end we are going to be checking out the potential lineup or the possible lineup we could field in the first two games of the new Premier League season, which starts in just a couple of days time. Remember, I'll have timestamps in the description. If you want to go to a specific topic, you can just click on the timestamp and it will take you directly there. Before I start, remember to like if you enjoy the content, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the new Premier League season is less than a week away, and they didn't make us wait for any much longer. We are going to play Fulham in the early kickoff on Saturday, and the next game after that is going to be West Ham at home. The following week, another very good game to begin the season with, a good away game and a good home game. But the thing I'd say is after that, we are going to have some really tough fixtures. We are going to face Liverpool away, Sheffield at home, City away, Leicester at home, United away, Leeds away, Villa at home, Tottenham away, Brighton away, West Ham. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. This Fulham away game is the, let's say, easiest home game until we face West Brom in January next year. After this Fulham game, we have to travel to the top 6 teams and to the likes of Everton, to the likes of Leeds, which I think is going to be a really hard fixture. So we have to take 3 points from this game. And speaking of 3 points from this game, that is something that we haven't done in the last few years, apart from last season. Now, last season, 2019-2020 season, we actually did win our first 2 games of the season, got ourselves 6 points out of 6. Newcastle away and Burnley at home, we got 6 points out of 6. Very good start to the season. Always the best, always very good to start a season with 2 wins, back-to-back wins. You get yourself into the top 3 and the top 4. But before that, all the other seasons, let me just go through it with you guys. Back in the 2018-2019 season, Emirates first season, we lost the first 2 games. That was City home and Chelsea away. We lost both games. Before that, Wenger's last season, 2017-2018, we played the first 3 games against Leicester, Stoke and Liverpool. Leicester at home, we did win. Good start to the season, 3 points out of 3. But after that, we lost to Stoke City and lost to Liverpool, I think like 4 goals of 5. Very poor start, just 3 points out of 9. In the 2016-2017 season, the first 2 games we did face Liverpool again in the opening 3 fixtures. Liverpool was the first game of the season. We lost at home 4-3, and we traveled to Leicester and drew, so no win in that season. Back in the 2015-2016 season, we again lost our opening game of the season again at home. West Ham this time beating us at home. That was like, I think, Czech's debut or something where he made a mistake. And Crystal Palace away, we did win, so we got 3 points out of 6 there. Back in the 2014-2015 season, we did win our first game again against Crystal Palace at home, but we traveled to Everton and drew, I think it was 2-2. And then 2013-2014 season, we lost another home game in the first game of the season, this time to Aston Villa. They beat us again at home. I think it was 2-1 or something. Of course, Aston Villa has recently beaten us twice in a friendly and in a competitive game in the Premier League. And then we beat Fulham that season in the second game away from home. That was also our first away game of that season, just like this season. We won that. In the 2012-2013 season, the first 2 games, Sunderland and Stoke, Sunderland at home and Stoke away. Man, I used to hate Stoke. We drew with both teams, just 2 points out of the first 6. And here's a stat for you. Last season, we did win our first 2 games, but the last time we won our first 2 games of a Premier League season was all the way back in 2009-2010. Everton at home, where we won by 6 goals, 6-1, I think. Vermaelen's debut, and we beat Portsmouth at home by 4 goals. 2009-2010. 11 years ago. Before last season, the last time we did that, win our first 2 games of the season was back in 2009 2010. Yeah, that is something that we really, really need to change this season. And it's not like we've been facing really tough teams. We've come up against the likes of Stoke, which used to give us problems, to be fair. The likes of Burnley, Leicester's, Crystal Palace, Everton, Fulham, Aston Villa, Sunderland, Everton. All these teams we've faced in the first 2 games of a season, and we still couldn't beat most of them. But this time round, we have Fulham and West Ham. We need to get 6 points out of 6. So how can we do that? Of course, as I've said, we just recently lost to Aston Villa. Not the likes of Gabriel. I don't expect them to play, but we need to get the job done very early on. Before, I don't like when we lose the first 2 games and then we are 19th, already 6 points adrift, and then we panic buy. I don't like that. So let's get our job done early, both in transfers and again in the results and stuff. So how do you think we are going to line up for the first 2 games? I think it's going to be different from the rest of the games. I think you're going to change formation and stuff. You're going to introduce the new players more. So let me just get into how Arsenal could line up in the first 2 games against Fulham and West Ham. The lineup that Arteta fields in the first 2 games will be very, very interesting. I mean, Ozil has just come back to the squad he played the other day. The first time in like a year he has played for Arsenal. We are not sure who's going to play between Leno and Martinez. Tierney has been in international duty. The likes of Shaq have been in international duty. So will they be fully fit? Will they be tired? Who will Arteta opt for? What is happening with the likes of Torreira and Guendouzi? What is happening with Kolasinac and Sokratis? Are they going? Are they staying? Lacazette and Niles, are they going? Are they staying? So a lot of stuff to be decided yet. But for me, this is what I think will happen. And this is not what I want to happen, but this is what I think will happen in terms of the lineup in the first 2 games. Let me put it on screen right now. In goal, I think Martinez is going to get that spot again. I don't think there's any reason to drop him because he's done very well in the first few games, or the last like 20 games to be fair. And I know Leno did well before that, but Leno is still trying to recover. He was out on international duty. So let's get Martinez, who's been here fresh, put him in the first game of the season. And then I think we're going to go for a back 4. And at the right back position, myself, I would go with Niles, just because Bellerin's future is not yet decided, and I want players who know they're going to be here to play in the first opening games. I don't want players playing and then they're linked away with the moves. I don't want that. I know Niles is also linked away with the move, but amongst those 2 players that go for Niles for the first game, I'd play Niles. And then in the left back position, of course, Kieran Tierney, no need to drop him. He played very well for Scotland against Israel. In case you can get the highlights to that game, just check it out. So many clearances, such good defending. And then in the back 2, in the center 2, Saliba and David Luiz. Saliba didn't play against Liverpool in the Community Shield, but Luiz is ready to go again. Just put him there for the experience. And then in the middle, Xhaka, and thank goodness Ceballos is back. I was wondering who we were going to play in that position. Ceballos and Xhaka, keep them there the way they finished the season. And then in front of them, Pepe on the right, Saka on the left, Willian in the middle, in behind Aubameyang. Now, another reason I won't put Lacazette is because he hasn't played the other friendly matches. He only recently played against Aston Villa, and we also don't know about his future. So I'll keep him on the bench for that opening game. And there's no need to really drop Saka. He has been playing well, and just not including him is not fair to him because he has played really well. So keeping on the left wing, Willian straight to the team, understands the Premier League, put him straight in behind Aubameyang, and then Pepe on the right. You could also have Nelson, but I don't want it to be too young. Let's have Pepe there. I know this season is going to be a really successful one for him. I'm expecting at least 10 goals from him, so let's see how it goes. And then on the bench, I'd have Leno, Bellerin, Holding, who I'm not sure is going to stay or not, Willock, Mesut Ozil. I'd include Mesut Ozil, Lacazette, and Nketiah. I don't know where Nelson will fit. El Neny will list. I'm expecting him to go. Gabriel, I'll bring him in for the second game against West Ham, the first home game. I know this is really interesting because you really don't know who's going to play, who's going to stay at Arsenal, who's going to be preferred, what formation. There's a lot of stuff still to be decided. Also remember, the substitutions are back to 7 subs on the bench and not 9. So many players will have to miss out. Already in this list, I've not included like 15 players. So I'm expecting a lot of them to leave. So let me know in the comment section which lineup would you go for. The goalkeeper first, and then the formation, and then give me your starting lineup for the first 2 games. Let me know in the comment section. Also, I'll have I'll also of course have the preview for the games later on in the week for Fulham later on this week and West Ham the following week. Live streams this week previewing the game, previewing the whole Premier League, a fantasy Premier League show coming up. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the content. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Thanks for watching again. Keep staying safe. Come on, you Arsenal. Make sure you add at least 2 players, and I'll catch up with you guys later.